Talking about the unit of DNA replication, basically replosome. Replosome is the unit of DNA replication. It's a complex molecular machine that carries out replication of DNA. The replosome first unwinds the double-stranded DNA into two single-stranded DNAs, and for each of the new single-stranded DNA, a new complementary sequence of DNA is synthesized. The net result is the formation of two new double-stranded sequences that are exact copies of the original double-stranded DNA. The structure of replosome, it is composed of two replicative complexes. One synthesizes the leading strand, and the other one synthesizes the lagging strand. And the replosome is composed of a number of proteins which include helicases, REC protein, gyrase, topoisomerase, single-stranded binding proteins, RPA, primase, DNA polymerase 3, RNase H, and ligase. Talking about replosome assembly, the replosome assembly at the origin of replication is roughly divided into three phases. So first, for the prokaryotes, the assembly of replosome in prokaryotes. First step is the formation of pre-replication complex. The DNA A binds to the origin recognition complex and it separates the duplex. This attracts DNA B helicase and DNA C, which maintain the replication bubble. The second step is the formation of pre-initiation complex. In this, the single-stranded binding proteins bind to the single-stranded DNA and the gamma binds to the SSB. Third step is the formation of initiation complex. The gamma deposits the sliding clamp and attracts DNA polymerase 3. So in case of prokaryotes, the DNA A will bind to the origin recognition complex, which will separate the duplex, and then DNA B and DNA C will come to maintain the bubble, to which SSB, basically single-stranded binding proteins, will attach to the single-stranded DNA, and the gamma will bind to the single-stranded binding proteins, and this gamma will deposit the sliding clamp, and this deposition will attract DNA polymerase 3. In case of eukaryotes, for first step, that is formation of pre-replication complex, MCM factors bind to the origin recognition complex and separate the duplex, forming a replication bubble. For the second step, that is formation of pre-initiation complex, the replication protein A, that we call it RPA, it binds to the single-stranded DNA, and then RFC, clamp loading factor, binds to RPA. For the third step, formation of initiation complex, RFC deposits the sliding clamp and attracts DNA polymerase such as alpha, delta, and epsilon. So for eukaryotes, the first MCM factors will bind to the origin recognition complex, which will separate the double strands, and they will form the replication bubbles. Then RPA will bind to the single stranded DNA, and then clamp loading factor will bind to the RPA. Basically RFC will bind to the RPA, and RFC will deposit the sliding clamps, which will attract the DNA polymerase. For both eukaryotes and prokaryotes, next stage is elongation, during which majority of DNA synthesis occurs. So the enzyme involved in the DNA replication, the first enzyme is the DNA helicase. Helicase, it is also called as helix destabilizing enzyme. It separates the two strands of double-stranded DNA at the replication fork behind the topoisomerase, moves directionally along the nucleic acid phosphodiester backbone, and it uses energy from ATP hydrolysis. Approximately 1% of eukaryotic genes code for helicases. Okay. Then next is the DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase is the enzyme which is responsible for the addition of nucleotides to the DNA in the 5' to 3' direction during the replication process. It also performs proofreading and error correction. Many different types of DNA polymerases exist which perform different functions in different types of cells. The DNA polymerases move along the old strand in the 3 to 5 prime direction, creating a new strand which have 5 prime to 3 prime direction. DNA clamp can increase the rate of synthesis up to 1000 folds. It is a protein which prevents elongating the DNA polymerases from dissociating from the DNA parent strand. Basically, the DNA polymerase which elongates the DNA is prevented from dissociating from the parent strand with the help of DNA clamps. It acts as processivity promoter in the replication process. The clamp polymerase protein interaction are stronger and more specific than the direct interaction between polymerase and the template strand. The next is the single stranded binding proteins, or SSB. They bind to the single stranded DNA and prevent the double helix to re-anneal after the helicase unwinds it, and hence they maintain the DNA separation which facilitate the synthesis of the nascent strand. It stabilizes the single stranded DNA. Topoisomerase relaxes the DNA from its supercoiled nature. It participates in overwinding and underwinding of the DNA. The topoisomerases are isomerase enzymes that act on the topology of DNA. The bacterial topoisomerase and human topoisomerase, they proceed with the same mechanism for both replication and transcription. In order to prevent the topological problems caused by the double helix, the topoisomerase binds to the double-stranded DNA and cuts the phosphate backbone of either one or both of the DNA strands. And this intermediate break allows the DNA to be untangled or unwound. At the end, after this unwinding occurs, the DNA is re-annealed. So this is the action method of topoisomerase, wherein what happens is the topoisomerase, it binds to the double-stranded DNA which has been supercoiled, and it cuts the phosphate backbone, and due to that the untanglement occurred and then DNA is re-annealed. Next enzyme is the DNA gyrase, which is a specific type of topoisomerase. It relieves the strain of unwinding of DNA helicases. It causes negative supercoiling of DNA and relaxes the positive supercoils into DNA by looping the template so as to form a crossing, and then cutting one of the double helix and passing the other through it before releasing the breaks. Ability of gyrase to relax positive supercoil allows superhelical tension ahead of polymerase to be released so that replication can continue. Next enzyme involved in replication is the DNA ligase. DNA ligase, it re-anneals the semi-conservative strand and it joins Okazaki fragments of the lagging strand. They catalyze the formation of phosphodiester bond which facilitates the joining of the DNA strand. DNA ligase plays a role in repairing single strand breaks in the double stranded DNA in the organisms, and it's used both for DNA repair as well as DNA replication. And DNA ligase is also used in gene cloning to join the DNA molecules to form recombinant DNA. Primase is an enzyme which provides a starting point of RNA for the DNA polymerase to begin synthesis of a new DNA strand. It is a type of RNA polymerase. It catalyzes the synthesis of a short RNA segment which is known as a primer, which is complementary to the single-stranded DNA template. Is of key importance in DNA replication because no polymerase can initiate a synthesis without a primer. The final enzyme involved in replication is the telomerase. Telomerase lengthens the telomeric DNA by adding repetitive nucleotide sequence to the ends of eukaryotic chromosomes. This allows the germ cells and stem cells to avoid the Hayflick limit on the cell division. Telomerase is a reverse transcriptase enzyme which carries its own RNA molecule, and this RNA molecule is used as a template when it elongates the telomeres. Telomerase is active in stem cells and most of the cancer cells, and it is absent or present in very low levels in the somatic cells.